now, let's head across to the budget headquarters where you have Nikunj and Aisha waiting by to talk to our guests about what market expects. Over to you guys.
Thank you, Cheryl. And what do we have? Anshul and Sandeep. क्या बात है Saturday को स्टूडियो में टाई लगा करके ये तो यार बजट ही करा सकता है आपसे.
स्क्वाश की गेम छोड़ के.
I can see
but
bulls
will it
on
be
your...
worth it, Sandeep? I think that is the bigger question. To come on a Saturday, leaving a squash game. Will the budget say anything which will move the market up?
So I think looking at the positioning, I think it's up to them to destroy the sentiments now. Even if they don't do much, I think markets are reasonably positioned in my view. So I think markets are light. Everyone is negative. No one thinks anything positive can happen. So my guess is if they do even little bit positive, it will be taken. The multitude of its acceptance will be much higher.
Anshul, hi, good morning and welcome to the ET studios. What could be that little bit positive that Sandeep perhaps is referring to?
See, Aisha, we entered into November of last year feeling anxious about levels in the markets. Thereafter, November, December and now January, we've seen significant corrections in the markets. Clearly, positions are light. People have low expectations. Like Sandeep said, it is up to the government now to really spoil the sentiment because we are positioned very nicely for anything that is even, that is not negative to be taken positive by the markets. And clearly, spends on capex, leaving some money on the table for the consumer, those are two things that in my judgment will be taken positively by the markets. As it is, if you look at again the spending of the government, that has been lower this year, inflows have been higher, taxes have been higher, revenues have been higher. What that means is that they have a leeway to spend more next year because they will obviously be surpassing their fiscal deficit target this year. Given all of that, it looks quite likely that this will be positive for the sentiment of the markets, this budget.
We'll put a data out here that how much markets have moved and how much markets have fallen from the recent high. You know, Aisha, my mind says nothing will come, my heart says a lot will come. Logically, nothing should come from this budget which could be good or bad. It could be little bit here, little bit there. Vision statement, Viksit Bharat ki taraf hum ja rahe hain. My heart wants a lot. Why? Because the market needs a lot coming from this budget. So if I may say that in Hindi, that don't have too much of asha, but if there is no nirasha, I think the markets could go up. Would you agree with me?
Yeah, that's exactly what I also said.
I'm just saying Hindi. I'm just saying this in Hindi.
But I think what the government needs to realize, in my view, is that the economy is like a huge boulder. Now, to initially move it, it takes a lot of effort. Once it starts moving, it moves with very less force. But once it slows down, then again to restart it, it takes a very long, it will take a lot of effort. So now it's up to the government that if they don't take initiatives to revive growth, then if the economy slows down further, then recovering it will become tougher and tougher.
But Sandeep, how can they revive growth other than maybe some income tax slab changes, which is going to put more money in the hands of consumers? Other than that, what? Because budget is like a blueprint, right? It's a vision statement. It's not actuality.
No, actually, it should be actuality. It's got made into a vision statement.
Well,
it's actually a statement of accounts of the government
intent,
only.
yeah.
So what? So income, like everyone has been saying, like it's income tax cuts and capital expenditure. Those are the only two things which the government can do. If they do that, then I think it will be taken positively. Then it goes to the RBI and the MPC, what they do further to improve liquidity. In fact, in my view, MPC actions could be even more significant if they actually end up cutting CRR or increasing liquidity further. It will go a long way in stabilizing the economy.
It's a great point that this year's market moving event is not budget, it is RBI. We always tend to think it is budget. So I'll tell you what, Saturday fun, we have this magic box, you know that, right? We're calling it the Simpsons. So I'll go and open the Simpsons again. I'll just walk up to the screen and then we've got the two magic boxes. Some would like to use the word Simpsons. So now we've got Sandeep Sabharwal and I can see the bulls on your tie, right? Anything to support the bulls. Lal tie hai, but niche bulls.
It's all about bulls.
Yes. Dil bullish hai, that is more important. Okay, let's open the SimSim. And this is Sandeep Sabharwal, Bajaj Auto, boring. Sabko pata hai ye to. KEC International and then L&T. So let's understand, why do you like Bajaj Auto and do you own Bajaj Auto?
Yeah, so we recently added after the big correction. So my view is that the company is doing very well on the export side. Domestic side, they have been holding on. The margin picture is pretty strong. Rupee depreciation is something which actually helps this company because it boosts its profits on the exports. Half its sales comes from exports. In fact, Bajaj Auto and Maruti are two companies which have done very well on exports, and I think they have sort of diversified their domestic exposure. So after the big correction from 12,000 to 8,000, the stock is pretty well positioned in terms of valuations also.
So a year from now, if I have to fire this graphic which says 52-week change in Bajaj Auto, what do you think the graphic would look like?
On the budget day?
A year from now. Budget तो होगा अगले साल, 1 तारीख को ही होगा.
So I would think that a 20% return shouldn't be difficult.
KEC International, you've liked it in the past, you've owned in the past, have you added more?
Yeah, recently after the big fall, like for no reason actually the stocks corrected from 1200 to 800 odd. So it's been nearly a 30% plus correction just in the month of January after doing very well in 2024. So the investment cycle on the power side remains, investment required on the transmission side remain, both in India as well as in the Middle East and other countries. They have been winning good orders. Margin pictures are likely to improve going forward. And after the correction we've seen, the stock looks cheap.
Okay, so 3 stocks from Sandeep. L&T, which you've liked in the past, numbers were great. There is Bajaj Auto, and then there is of course KEC International. Before I move to Anshul's and we'll open his SimSim here, I'll have to request everybody to be slightly quiet here, please. SimSim khulne wala hai. Okay, now Anshul, let's look at it. We'll shake the magic box, shake, 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 and ये तो ज्ञान है भाई. नाम कहाँ है? ये तो ज्ञान है.
नाम मैं बोलता हूँ ना.
Alco beverages. Saturday early morning you are talking about Alco beverages. Come on.
So you know
Saturday night के stocks हैं ये.
there are 2 Punjabis on this table. How can we not talk about Alco beverages? Tell me.
So Saturday morning also, yes.
As you are well aware, our national language after 8 p.m. is English. Before 8 p.m. is Hindi. So obviously Alco beverages. Yeah. So what?
I love the budget spirit. Huh? I can say that.
Of course. And cheers to that, right?
Okay.
So Alco beverages, there are very interesting opportunities in Alco beverages. Firstly, what we are likely to see is the sector grow manifold over the next 3 to 5 years. You're going to see roughly 2.2 lakh crore IMFL market going to 3.7 lakh crore, which is a significant growth in a segment which is, as it is large, but is going to become far larger. Now, there are many opportunities here. One opportunity I would like to speak about is a company called Global Spirits.
Okay, let's look at the stock.
Now, if you look at that company, it is an ethanol cum Alco beverages play, but it is
Global Spirits, not United Spirits.
Global Spirits.
हाँ वो क्या होता है ना, अल्कोहल में हमारे ग्राफिक भी ऊपर नीचे हो जाते हैं. Global Spirits.
Yeah.
Okay, yes please.
So here they make bulk alcohol and ethanol from broken rice. They had a problem last year because the government cut down on broken rice sales. As a result, their cost of raw material went up, margins compressed. Stock fell from 1,800 to 900 bucks. In fact, somewhere close to 700 bucks. Now, government has opened broken rice sales and they've lowered the price of broken rice, which means margins will expand. But the interesting part here is that they have nearly 35 to 40% of their business coming from the Alco beverages business, which is a secular growth business. And it's likely that if you value that, it will be far higher than what it is trading at today. In our judgment, could be more than 2x the current price.
Okay, what's your price target?
As I said, it could be possibly, if things go right, it could be more than 2x the current price.
Sorry,
More than 2 times the current price.
Okay, I just want to be doubly sure. So it's Global Spirits, Is there anything else you would like to add in this Simpson?
I mean, you have to move ahead. There
Yes.
are three
Yes,
other.
So there you go, branded garment retailing.
Yeah. So this again, if you look at the apparel retailing business, this will be in retail the highest growth segment.
Yes.
Retail will grow about 10%. Branded apparel business will grow about 18% overall for the industry. And within that, the move from the unorganized to the organized space will be another trend. So that will mean a significant move in the organized
Which is the name you
segment.
like here?
Cantabile is a very interesting name here.
Cantabile.
That company is at about a 35% ROIC as we speak.
Which brand do they have? I'm sorry, I don't track it that.
So this is mostly a North Indian brand. The brand itself is Cantabile. It's a branded retailing apparel business, mostly men, but it also has a small portion of their revenues coming from kids and ladies.
They have 550 retail outlets.
They do. They're not
Yeah.
small. They're quite large.
I
and
didn't
it's
track
about a
this one.
625 crore revenue business. This number, analysts expect, could go to 1,000 crores in the next 2 years. If that is the case, given their valuations, which are under 20 times price to earnings, they're probably the cheapest quality large retail player in the country at this moment. And that in our judgment, if same-store sales growth comes back, that will mean that valuations should get unlocked.
We'll open the Simpson again, and then this time I think I'll have just the time to take a name from you. Detail बाद में लेंगे,
Sure.
नाम की बात करते हैं. Let's move it again, and the third theme which Anshul has identified, and we need to hit a break after this. You're in some mood, my friend. Alcoholic beverages, music in the
clothes
morning,
and
good
music.
clothes.
I focus on basics.
Okay, what's the name here?
So the name here is Tips Industries.
Tips.
That's right. I'm
Tip.
giving a tip of a tip.
Tip of a tip, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's not. I mean, this is all in jest. I don't mean it like that. I may have interest in all of these names. I mean, this is not a recommendation. It's just my assessment of these opportunities. Here, the stock is a very high ROIC and a high growth business. These businesses can trade at 100 times price to earnings. Okay. This company trades at a fraction of that. So, quite an interesting play.
Very interesting, and it's what, almost 9 o'clock. I didn't realize it actually. Pre-open rates are about to start.
Yeah. They have already.
yeah.
Just very marginal of an uptick. The only good thing is that we're clinging on to that 23,570 print. So that's the good thing. By the way, there are going to be 4.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.